Another day, another story. It's hard to tell a story you don't want to remember at all. That's what Seryosha, the protagonist of my story today, thinks. Why is it hard, you may ask, but because it's embarrassing. Sometimes we are very ashamed to remember what we did. Well, since Sarisa doesn't want to tell this story, then I will. I think that Seryosha will not be offended by it. We need cautionary tales so that we can understand what we can and cannot do. And so, listen. It happened quite a long time ago, so long ago that I do not remember all the details. What happened was that in school Seryosha received a D in mathematics, the most ordinary kind, for not doing his homework. Sarisa sighed, and with a sorrowful heart went home. Though he was a good boy, he decided not to tell his parents about the F grade, just in case. But he never succeeded in hiding. "Mom," exclaimed his older sister Olya, "Seryosha got a F in his class diary today." Olya's parents had asked her to help Sergei in his studies, because he was still a second grader, and he lacked independence. He often forgot something, a poem he had to learn by heart, or a rule in Russian. But Olya would not let him relax. It may have been angry at his sister, but his A's he owed to Olya, because she was diligently doing her job. And now, Olya was standing in front of her mother with Cerise's diary. "Mama, he didn't write down his homework again, so he didn't do it." Mom, of course, did not praise Sergei for the deuce, and as a punishment, sat him down to solve extra examples from some textbook. Seryosha got very angry at Olya. And then at dinner Olya and Vera, the eldest sister, made fun of Seryosha, called him a F until Papa calmed them down. "What's the big deal?" Seryosha was indignant in his heart, as if they never had fails. And even if they haven't, it doesn't mean that you can make fun of a person. And then Seryosha had the idea to teach his sisters a lesson. He quietly snuck into the girls' room and pulled out a diary from Olya's briefcase. Taking a pen with red ink, he carefully drew a D in math for the previous day. Then, he drew a D in Vera's diary as well. Quickly putting the diaries back, Seryosha ran to his father's call. His father was gathering all the children for evening prayer, and like an exemplary boy he took his seat. When the whole family was assembled, Dad opened the Bible and read. "Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been tested he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him." Then all the children took turns praying, and Seryosha prayed, too. "Lord, thank you for this day, for Dad and Mom. Forgive my sins, bless us all. Amen." At that, he didn't think at all about what he had done wrong. The next day, Seryosha came home from school first, and after a while, Olya came in with a storm of indignation. "Mom," she said loudly, "just imagine, someone gave me a D in my diary. Our teacher collected the diaries today and was very surprised that I got a F. I've never got a F." Well, of course she believed me that it was not my F and crossed it out. Seryosha chuckled softly to himself, "This is for you, Olichka, for yesterday's betrayal." About an hour later, after Olya, Vera came home from school. "Mama," she shouted from the threshold, "someone gave me it in my diary. Our class mistress was collecting the diaries today and thought the algebra teacher had forgotten to put this F in the magazine and almost gave me one. I had to convince her that I didn't get an F yesterday." Olga listened to Vera with her eyes wide open and then, looking at each other with Mom, they both exclaimed in one voice, "Seryosha!" But Seryosha decided to hide from the indignant sisters and his mother's stern gaze. The girls wanted to tell Sergei all what they thought of him, but Mom stopped them. "Calm down," she said, "let Daddy talk to him today." All day long, before Daddy came, Seryosha tremblingly came up with excuses for what he had done, and when Daddy called him to report, Seryosha babbled. "Daddy, it wasn't my fault, it was Satan who tempted me." Daddy looked at his son silently for a while with sad eyes, then said, "For the fact that you were tempted by Satan, I will not punish you, but for the fact that you were tempted you will have to be punished. I will not go into further detail about what happened, and there is no need for that now. I only want to tell you, my little friend, be vigilant and don't let the enemy of human souls tempt your young heart, because he wants to destroy you. Only Jesus can teach you how to do what is right and what you can and cannot do."